have you back. We are still talking, and this is Friday morning on Good Morning Anambra. Welcome again. This time, we're going to talk on protecting the rights of consumer. And you want to find out who is the consumer that his or her rights should be protected. To help us look at this topic this morning, we'll have people that have joined us in the studio. The first person is Honorable Pete Ibida, House Committee Chairman on Trade, Commerce, and Wealth Creation. Honorable, you're welcome.
My pleasure. Good morning, all.
Okay. And we also have Mrs. Phoebe Wanyema. Actually, I like this name. She's a counselor. Phoebe, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay. And I must say you are looking good.
Really, thank you.
It's good to be done. I like this color.
Thank you.
And Honorable, please, let's on behalf of the Good Morning Anambra team congratulate you on your re-election as the member representing Njikoka. Two constituencies. Okay. Congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yes. Yesterday, we went talking on how to improve the quality of made in Nigeria goods. And we pointed at some gray areas ranging from poor production and poor patronage, and ultimately some unfriendly government policies that are affecting manufacturers. But this morning, we were going to continue in the same line, but this time around, to mark the World Consumer Day, we'll look at the rights of the consumer. And that's what we are here this morning. Dave is still here with me. David,
I'm here.
Dave is a consumer.
I'm a consumer.
But you manufacture news too.
We also manufacture news, but at least...
Which other people consume?
Consume. But on the other part of it, the food that every other thing we consume. I think it's an interwoven process where you manufacture this, another person consumes. It's a process that will continue to go around.
Okay. So let's start with you, sir. Judging from your office, we want to know who is that consumer that his rights should be protected.
Yeah, just like you was talking, everybody is a consumer, but everybody is not a producer. So you can see that a consumer is one who trades with his money in order to purchase goods or services. That's what consumer means.
Okay.
Invariably, a consumer is one who uses his money because he must have the purchasing power to be able to consume. You use your money to either pay for services or goods. Okay. Then when you acquire it, what you are paid for, you become a consumer. So when you have paid for it, you are the consumer. Like services, you render services here. I want to place an advert and I pay for it. Then, of course, once I pay for it, I am the consumer. In as much as there are many odd things, issues we have, series of abattoirs we experience as consumers.
Yeah, we're going to look at those ones. So, but first of all, let's call in Phoebe. You're a consumer too.
Yes.
And then you're a counselor. So how are you going to counsel your fellow consumers to make sure that they get what they bid for?
Firstly, I would say a consumer is those people at the tail end of every production. Do you understand? Yes. Be it consumables, be it services, whatever it is. Everybody at the end of the day that takes the end product of whatever is being manufactured is called the consumer. Do you understand? Yes. So you said like your question, you asked me a question. As a counselor, how do I tell my fellow consumers? Or I don't know, can I get the question again?
Yes. How do you counsel them on how best to get good services?
Well, individuals, we have different individuals and they have different choices. So for you to consume something, you should be able to know this is what I want. It's not everything every producer produces in the market and brings to the market appeals to you. There are things that appeal to you. And if you want those things to get the best of it, you go for what appeals to you. And you pay and get it. And don't make because you are a consumer, anybody can bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry and pass down to you, and as if you don't have a choice. As a consumer, you still have your choice. You determine what you want, how much of what you want, and to a large extent, to the number of things you want.
All right. Still on that, you said the consumer has the right to what he wants.
Yeah.
And most times in the marketing sphere, we normally say that the consumer or the customer is the king.
Yeah.
Well, it seems when after you do a clear analysis of the process, you discover that the consumer didn't turn out to be the king. He turns out to have been swindled because the product he paid for most times is not even 1/3 of what he wanted that he receives. What causes that? Does it mean that the right of the consumer is not protected as it should be?
That boils down to the fact that you have different varieties of stores in the market. Let's say, for instance, for beverages, we have Milo, we have Bonvita, we have Choco. We have so many of them. Now, if what you want, like some people don't take Choco, like people like me, I don't take it, and you know that Milo is your brand, you go for it. There are so many things in the market. Every produce in the market has over 10 people dealing on the same thing.
There are times you pay for a particular brand and discover that what you paid for is not what you finally get.
Next time, don't patronize them. They have lost the customer that way. So what you do is you try the next brand.
Is
it.
that how to do it?
Oh,
Do
is
you,
that your final one?
I think there's a provision. There's a provision to ask that company, this is what I paid for.
Okay, we're going to get
that
into that.
my quality.
We're going to get into that
No,
because
let me solve immediately.
Okay.
That
No,
is
let's give you the question
for
right
choice.
now.
Okay.
Apart from
The consumer has the right to choose.
okay,
This is one of
that's
the.
what she has meant.
Yes, you have a right.
That's what I'm emphasizing.
Okay. Yes, but I know that we'll have an agency that is called Consumer Protection Council that is saddled with the responsibility of protecting the rights of the consumers. So I am coming to you now. Would you say that these people are living up to their expectations in terms of protecting the rights of consumers, please?
Yeah, thank you. Consumer Protection Agency is actually the last agency that has to do with safeguarding the interests, protecting, promoting, and safeguarding the interests and concerns of consumers. Apart from NAFDAC, NDLEA, and SON, that's Standards of Nigeria, and so on. So this CPC is the last one that was established in 2004 with the Act C-25, 2004 Act. And just like any other agency in Nigeria, there are some upheavals, they have their own issues, but then, having been in place, it is an umbrella. It is an umbrella which protects the legally interests of consumers. And unfortunately, most consumers do not even know their rights.
That's right.
So they are very vulnerable, very ignorant. Ignorant. Yeah. And that is a serious issue. And that is because this is predicated on the level of literacy or illiteracy, as the case may be in Nigeria or Africa. So we cannot do so much without actually educating the large populace.
Okay, we're coming to that now. Okay, let's take a short break here to bring in the voice pop, the voices of the people that we'll talk to on the street.
The object of our production is because of the consumer. You are doing whatever you are doing for sale. Consumer has the right to be educated on the product he is buying. He has the right to education. He has the right to be informed. Consumer has the right to be informed. Consumer has the right to safety. Consumer has the right to choose. Consumer has the right to be heard. At least we can look at these few things I have mentioned. We can see that once consumer enters your shop to buy, You have to sit the consumer down. Because that consumer that enters your shop to buy is your friend. You can protect the rights of the consumer by giving him due attention. Make friends with your customer. Whoever that comes to buy from your shop, start by making friends with the person. When you make friends with the person, you can now, and the person should not tell you what he or she wants to buy, you can now educate the person on the do's and don'ts of those products he or she wants to buy. That's a way of protecting the consumer. And information the consumer needs to make a right choice on any product must be on the body of that product. With those information on the body of that product, consumer, you as a consumer should take time to read the information on the body of the product. Only slice on you to buy wise. Always look for the BB date. Make sure that you check it before buying. Consumer Protection Council is here to protect you. Both the buyer and the seller, because everybody is a consumer. We are here to protect you, to know when things are going wrong. If things are not in order, then your complaint should come to us.
Society should be educated first. They need to know their rights. They need to know there is an agency that takes care of their problems. When you have issues that has to do with consumption and the things you buy, you should be able to go to the agency and report. And by reporting, they know what to do.
The most important thing there is we as consumers should
Okay, good to have you back. The voices of those that will talk on the street. And we are back with Honorable P.T. Vida, House Committee Chairman on Trade, Commerce and Wealth Creation, and Mrs. Phoebe Mwayima Achunike, a councillor. And we're still looking at protecting the rights of the consumer. Let me now get back to you, Phoebe. What is the role of the consumer in helping the agency to protect their rights? Because it's not just about the agency doing their work. When you have not complained, when you know...
Speak up. Speak up. Let me give an instance that happened to me like 3 years ago. I went to buy a fridge in Ekoko Market, in Ekoko there. And I had a brand in mind. The guy there didn't have what I wanted, and he decided to give me what he wanted. And he gave me warranty. That was, I bought this Nexus fridge. I got that fridge for about 80-something thousand naira. Only for me to take the fridge back to my house. And it worked just the night. The next day, the fridge stopped working. I did everything. I got stabilizer, changed everything. It was not working. I went back to the man, and I was like, look at the fridge you gave to me. It's not working. What's happening? He was like, okay, let's call the electrician. Let's see what... I was like, fridge all full. They will start doing this early morning. At the end of the day, they brought a mechanic and came to my house, and they said it has factory-fitted faulty compressor. I said, this is grammar you're speaking. Come and carry this fridge and get out of my house. Well, like, no. They will repair it for me. Whoa. I said, no, please. If I start fixing the fridge at this point, that means I will not utilize why I got it. At the end of the day, the guy was like, he's not going to give me back, that they bought it from China, I will have to wait and everything. After like 3 months, I had to bring up my red ads. I told him, see, my husband is a police officer. I'm just respecting you. Now, I want my money back. I don't even want the fridge again. But at the end of the day, my money was refunded when I brought in my husband into the matter. Now, but most times, an average Nigerian is someone that if you offend the person, well, I leave you for God. So you go to the market.
So if my husband is not a policeman, I shouldn't recover my money.
He was like, we should wait till China people send us another one, because once you give them money, you will not collect your money back.
Do you know about CPC? A place to go and complain.
No, I didn't know it.
Okay.
You say I didn't know about that, but I went straight to the person. That's why I told you in Nigeria, and if it was another product, maybe that was not that expensive, we might say, I beg, leave and make I go buy another one. Do you understand?
That's the question, sir. That's the question, Honorable. The role of the consumer in helping the agency to protect them.
They have to make some internal reports first. That is the source of the product. They have to appeal to them and make some very strong appeals. And when they are resisting, then you can take it up to CPC, because that is a legally established agency that would protect the interest of that consumer. And of course, they will follow it up from there. And depending on the product, if it's like drug, that's medicine, then it's not only CPC, even even NAFDAC will come in as well, and some other agencies. So it depends on the product. Some other agencies that have to protect the interest of the concerns of the consumers will also come in. It's not only CPC. But for CBC, it's the umbrella, the overall umbrella that would, of course, promote and then protect and safeguard.
There's a paradigm she gave about we saying that let's leave it for God. And you discover that most times why we incline to that choice is maybe we don't have money, we don't have access to those.
That's why I talked about
at times
ignorance.
Information.
So
yes.
how do we ensure that people get to know better?
That's why I talked about ignorance, vulnerability of our people.
Yeah.
Our people are not exposed.
Not informed.
Our people are not there, are not informed. So if you can't do that to, say, a secondary school teacher, it's not rich, but it's informed.
Okay.
So you take it up to any level.
All right, sir. As we're getting set to leave the stage, you still remember that today is World Consumer Day. That's why we are talking about this today. And the theme of this year's celebration is trusted smart products. And then looking at this theme, one will be wondering, what does that mean? Trusted smart products. I know that when you talk about consumption of things, it's not just goods, services are also there. Okay? Would you say that the agency, the CPC, will be able to deliver to Nigerians, average Nigerians, this particular theme, trusted smart products, to make sure that what you buy in the market is commensurate with the money spent on it? I'm talking to you, Phoebe.
Now, the thing is this. For something to be trusted, it means over the year you have maintained quality. Do you understand? Sorry to say this on stage. This CPC he was talking about, I'm joining for the first time. I didn't have, yes, that's the truth about it. There are a lot of things you have bought, and it's a normal thing. Sorry, an average Igbo would just do you will say the wrong thing to you and you go. That's why I say, we don't have this thing about, I'll leave you for God. Tomorrow you go to the next place. But I think there should be more publicity on these agencies that protect the consumers. Most of us are not informed. An average woman in the market, an average woman in the house doesn't even understand. You have such bodies that can even defend a consumer when you buy quality, when you buy something at the end of the day, change the value of what you bought. Do you understand? So let them just make that awareness.
As to conclude, sir, most of these products are duplicated. My wine, my milli, my fenine, even electronics fenine, CPC to make sure now product I got nafia they trusted. No if it's or nafia, if actually go not when you get home, you now see a different thing.
As far as I'm concerned, they rise up to expectations of the people. Once you approach them, you're talking about fake wine and other products. Of course, that goes under the purview of NAFDAC. And then, of course, remember that NAFDAC is not like an integral part of CPC. It's also its own agency. So, but they synergize and give us, a wholesome solution.
Like we have building collage the other day, raw building materials.
That's right. That is for some Standard Organization of Nigeria. They come into that as well. And not only that, other like Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers and all that. So these agencies all come together. But CPC, which is the last agency, that is just of yesterday, they came into play. They are not, like she rightly said, they are not yet were
No.
publicized.
Yes. And
So
they're not- and
it
they're
is
not
important
only- they're not
that
only those that is everywhere.
the
We
they
need to help them do their job. Perhaps that's where we're coming from this morning. I'm sorry, we just have to go because of the time. We'll have news coming at 9 o'clock. We'd like to thank you very much, Honorable P.T. Bida, House Committee Chairman on Trade, Commerce, and Wealth Creation. Thank you very much, Honorable, for joining us today.
Thank you, my pleasure. Good morning, everybody.
Thank you. And Mrs. Phoebe Achunike, a councillor, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure is all mine.
Can I thank my constituents?
Sir,
Is it over? You have given me the privilege to thank my people who elected me.
We may need to come back for that.
They are not
sir.
fair to me.
I'm so sorry.
Not fair to
Chika constituency because representative Nuneke I cannot change us. I am on political platform, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, good morning, Anambra team. Thank you, everybody that made it happen today. My name is Sijama Uche, and I worked with Dave Opokwasile together. We are wishing you a very happy weekend.
Darling.